Hi, and welcome back to Chew on This. Today's recipe is going to be a roasted garlic and 3 tomato soup. We are pre-roasting our garlic and our cherry or grape tomatoes, but the rest of this is super easy. It is 3 different types of tomatoes, roasted garlic, onion, some spices. It comes together quickly and it's delicious. So take the time on this one, it won't take you long. We're going to preheat, which I already did, my Dutch oven, and I'm adding some olive oil into the pan. And I'm going to sweat out some garlic. So I've already diced up 2 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to let that get aromatic while I prepare my medium onion, small or medium onion, and we're going to dice it. So this is all going to go together, and it's going to take a little time. We want it to just get nice and aromatic before we add in the remaining ingredients. Put it into a fine dice and let it all sweat out. All in the pan. Good job. Okay, so blend that up. We want all those oils to get all nice and added in together. And to that, I'm going to just take out the garlic that I already pre-roasted. I'm going to squeeze all the inside out. Now, it is important that you definitely wait till this is nice and cool. Don't squeeze this just after coming out of the oven. And I do have a tutorial on this on my website on how to roast garlic. So go ahead and squeeze that all out. We're going to add that to our onions and garlic that are in the pan. And now you've got lots of garlic in the soup as well as tomato, but that's why it's called a 3 tomato and garlic soup. And to that I'm adding an 8.5-ounce jar of sun-dried tomatoes that are in olive oil. I got these from Trader Joe's, so if you're looking for the exact tomato, that's where you'll find the sun-dried tomato. And I'm going to let that spend a little time getting that those nice flavors to come together, probably about 10 minutes. Here's my pre-roasted tomatoes, and I'm just going to add them all into the pan. And you're going to notice there's some nice juices and so forth that have come out on the pan. What I'm going to do to deglaze that is just use a 1/4 cup of almond milk and just scrape up some of those nice flavors so this all comes into the pan as well. And we're going to scrape as much as you can into the pan and add that to the soup while it's warming up. All those tomatoes are coming together and those flavors are coming together. It's going to bring a lot of flavor to this recipe. So get it all in there. And I let that sit for like 10 minutes in between. Let just about 10 minutes for it all to come together. And then season with salt to taste. I'm putting about a tablespoon of smoked paprika and then a tablespoon of cumin. And we're going to put a tablespoon of granulated garlic as well. And then stir it all up. Blend it well. This is going to have time to come together before we finish it off, but definitely give it a few minutes in between. We're moving along so you can see just the steps that are involved. And then to that I'm adding my 14.5-ounce can of organic diced and fire roasted tomatoes. So there's your 3 tomatoes, and we're blending that all up together. Adding a bay leaf, 1 large bay leaf, stirring that all in, and then I'm going to let this simmer over low heat for another 10 minutes before I add the broth. And then to that I'm going to add what will amount to 4 cups of vegetable broth. And I just want to add it a little at a time, and allowing it to blend in and spending, again, give it all a little bit of time in between just to simmer, maybe 5 minutes before I add in any more. I would just say 5 minutes, give it a little time, let it blend in together, then add a little more, and look at the consistency. I will add the 4 full cups, but you might like it thinner or thicker, so it's really up to you whether you want to add more. I'm going to let that sit and simmer for at least 35 to 45 minutes before I actually will blend it. So allow it to simmer a full 35 to 45 minutes. Then you're going to remove the bay leaf, and then now I'm using an immersion blender. Now if you don't have an immersion blender, you can use a blender as long as it doesn't have a problem having really hot things go into it. Go ahead and pop it in your blender, and you're going to blend all the chunks out. So with an immersion blender, this will take maybe 10 minutes altogether to get it all blended up well. And again, I'm speeding this along, but the steps are that you're taking the entire 35 to 45 minutes to let those flavors come together. It lets the sun-dried tomatoes soften up quite a bit, and then as I'm blending, I'm adding the remaining part of the 4 cups of broth. Again, you can add more if you like. If you like it thinner, you can make it less if you like it thicker. But to this recipe, it's a total of 4 cups. Season to taste. Add the amount of salt you feel that it needs. Typically, it's about a tablespoon of Celtic sea salt, or a little less. It depends on you. So blend it up well. And then I like to serve this with a parsley drizzle. You can find that recipe on my website as well, and some toasty fingerling chips. Enjoy! So for more nutrition tips and recipes, visit my website at mycorenutrition.net, and I'll see you next week.